Good evening. Good evening. It's good to be back on the closing argument. Today is November 8th, 2023. We have 6 more days to the runoff elections in Liberia, and everyone's getting prepared to go to the polls on November 14th to cast the ballot. As you may be aware, a lot of news trending in our country. The Liberian government, under the leadership of President George Nyenwolo, made a pass on the Millennium Challenge. For the first time in the history of our country, since we began to participate in the program, they made a pass 14 out of 20 indicators. That's very, very positive. That's very most positive news, and it's something that Liberians should be proud of, especially the we-led government, because Liberians stand a chance once they make the case to the United States of America through the Office of Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. Liberia could see themselves getting between $300 to $500 million of compact if they qualify for the compact. You have to pass, then you apply for a compact. So Liberia could be there if all goes well. But it's good to be back, and I've been out all day. I just got back home, and my computer has come out a little bit slow, stripping. Hope we can make it through. But I've been around covering a lot of events. I was at a press conference at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex, where the Liberian government, through the Minister of Information, hosted. And in attendance were the Minister of Finance, Development Planning, the Honorable Samuel D. Twe, Minister of Information, Ledger Hureni, Deputy Information Minister, Boyka Fofana, Deputy Information Minister, Boyka Fofana was there, and the Deputy Minister for Finance for Fiscal Affairs, the Honorable Professor Dr. P. Samura Wolokoli was also there. And they had a very, very great press conference today, and this positive news. If anyone think that the news coming from Liberia, the U.S. government released yesterday isn't positive, and you must be on a different planet. That's a positive news that all Liberians should celebrate. And so, guys, we are live on air Truth FM 96.1, also on Hot FM, also live on Hot FM, and on other radio stations. Local radio stations are covering our program, simulcasting our program. But I know, when you're in Liberia, a lot of activities going on. You are busy. You're caught up in meetings and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of hard to keep the consistency of the show. And that's why I know yesterday I were in some attending some events until very late. But again, we are here, and we'll do our best to keep you informed. Meanwhile, as we talked about the Millennium Challenge pass made by the Liberian government, we hope to get some other panelists to join us so we can discuss more about this. It's a positive news, and it's a timely news. Someone says almost like 2011 when President Sirleaf received the Nobel Peace Prize. That was the news that perhaps may have tilted her way. Who knows? But the news came on, and yesterday the government of Liberia uh, talked about that news, and it went out. But also, they have been endorsement. Yeah, they're younger. What's happening is that the campaign is on. Thank you, Fishbone Peking. Thank you so much. Please share. Please share. Please share the show. Please share the show. Please share the show. We are on YouTube. We're also on Hot FM, and also Hot FM 96.1. I mean, True FM 96.1. We're also on Hot FM 110.7, 110.72. So, guys, share the show, share it on your page, share in your chat rooms. The closing argument is on, and hopefully, the rest of the panelists will join us as we move down the line. As I said, people are campaigning right now to speak. TDI Ure and Mariah Yakula, they are being crisscrossing the various districts in Montserrat campaigning. President we are also he was on a campaign trail today. He's campaigning. He was doing a door-to-door, the Jehovah Witness style of campaigning. He was up and down in the communities, and as he traveled, drawing large crowd of people turning out to see him, and and that's what's happening in the campaign trail. Meanwhile, you got the former, the vice tenor bearer of the CPP, Councilor Charlene Bromsky, is in Grand Bassa County. She's there with the senator-elect, Western guy Milton Finley. He's also there with her. Superintendent of Grand Bassa County, John Jake Backpack. They're all there. And all the people that ran for the senatorial, for representative position in Grand Bassa, they are all on the show with them. They are, as you're aware, they are on the side of the CDC. Their goal is to take the CDC numbers up, which I believe they will do because there's a very strong team out there. And Boston guy got a lot of votes. He became the senator-elect for Grand Bassa. He defeated the independent candidate who was on the side who was supporting former Vice President Boyka. The current senator, Jonathan Carpe, was defeated by Milton Boston guy's Finley, who now supports the CDC. So they're all in Basel today on a campaign show, making a case for President we are re-election. And as I said, Chilia Ure, Mariah, they are drawing crowds around Montserrat County. They are campaigning. Henry Costa, today he was crisscrossing to at other events. He was at a Veterans Bureau program today, also at another intellectual center, and he was also on our sister network, SKTV, and they are making the case. And like I said, I was telling someone, like I was telling someone, I was telling someone that that people are endorsing, but the main event is on the campaign trail. And so people should focus on the campaign trail, and that's where the action is. All the endorsement means nothing, most of it, especially the ones that are happening now, because most of it, the people are not following their leaders. They are the partisans are going another way, and the leaders are going another way, most of it. And of course, that's what's happening in Liberia today. But guys, as again, let me recognize some of our viewers. Our viewers, let me recognize some of our viewers, our regular viewers who've been with us. Fishbone Peking. Thank you, Fishbone Peking. We also have Desaline Gayeko. Thank you. We have Christian C. Davis, watching from the People's Republic of China, Wuhan City. We also have Belson Pei. We also have, yes, Real TV, True FM. Say, please share the show. We also have Joseph Johnson. We have Emmett Hammer calling for peace. We have Thompson B. Boss. We have Julian Ho watching from Adelaide, South Australia. Ambassador B.B. Jones watching from Lower Magibi. We have Labren Betu Country Debo watching from Miami, West Africa by way of Putu Mountain. Labren Betu Country Debo, can you please come on the show tonight? I'm giving you free invitation to come on the show. Since you want to come review yourself on the show, please, for the first time. We also have Veronica Sikba, watching from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mayarik Asset from New Jersey, USA. Big Brother Melvin Deshiu, watching from, in Europe. James Koyate Jr. Thank you, James. James, we got a fun time. Beg you, don't get vexed with me. My schedule is so crazy, but we'll meet, I'm sure. Velma McIntosh Clark from Norway. Lai Vakaba K. Damondi. Ganio Opa Emmanuel from Kinjor Kibma. Christian C. Davis. Daniel S.J. Tokba, watching from Russia. Wow. Archie Seaton. Francis Swan. Musu Maurice Cassell. Veronica Colley. Zoe Mungru. Yes, Ruth, of course, Ruth Roberts Bengba. UJ Jewe. C. Cassius Wiato. George Kilby, watching from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Well, guys, as I said, I'm still waiting for the other guys to join me and to make the show interesting tonight. Meanwhile, anybody can join us tonight. Don't be surprised if anybody jumps in on the show. Looking forward to seeing people joining us. So, guys, I'm multitasking, so please forgive me. A lot, trying to catch up with those who some people be joining us. Hopefully, Duke. Yes, guys. I know people have been asking me today. They saw me. Yeah, I was a little bit. I was trying to. I went off a little bit today because look, some people are looking for relevance. Some people looking for relevance. So what they do, they target you, and so especially they will insult you and attack you for your own views, um, and so forth. And I don't know why they do that. But again, like Ben Sanvee can say, this is a crazy season. And sometimes when people act the way they act, you return any favor. Yeah, and for me, I sometimes you have to get out of your character because it's too much. Someone would let disrespect you for no reason, for what? And think that he can get away with it. No way. I won't accept it. So that's why I acted the way I acted today. But people talk to me and I decided to come down. But it won't happen next time. But people will continue. Sometimes I say 6 more days and all these will be over. In 6 days, all will be over. We have in 6 days we'll be over everything, and we will be back to sanity and hopefully to a reasoning, because people just can't get it. That I would love for our Participant Jackson. I hope you can come up tonight to come and help us discuss of this millennium passed by the Liberian government. That's your era. One of the best economists in Liberia and Africa, Samuel P. Jackson. I hope you could come up tonight and come and tell the people what this means. I hope you can come on tonight and join us, because it's a big deal. Many people don't understand. Hopefully they can come on tonight and let's all discuss. But again, I will say again, welcome everybody, and hopefully my guys can join me, because yeah. But in the meanwhile, let me say this: the today something happened that people something happened. So I heard some news, some video going around that the Minister of Finance was booed by students at GW Gibson. In a political season, he earlier went to Tottenham High School. He had a very good program. The student welcomed him there. He engaged the students, and after that, uh, when people heard that he was making a stop at GW Gibson, in politics, plenty of people again try to incite the students against him, just to create a situation where they would run away and say, "Oh, he was booed," and that's what exactly happened. Uh, if you watch more of the video, the students were cheering him up earlier when he engaged them. They talked, and the minute those who was when he got outside, that's when the thing happened. Inside the hall, nothing of such occurred. Not until he got outside before decided to, as you know, it's politics, and no matter who will make a trip on any campus now, so no matter who, once people have taken sides, they were divided. They're gonna plant people there to go against you. That's what happened today. So it's not like he went like how it's been portrayed. He went on the campus and to talk to the students and to say he was telling all lies. He said telling the students he was campaigning that they should vote for Weird. That's not true. When he got through with the program, coming outside, and people went on him, started to attack, to incite the students that were planted. But again, that's a political season, and these things will happen. No matter who you are, it will happen. So we hope that people will understand that we don't want to get the students involved by inciting the students against the people, the politicians. It's not good, or the future of the government. It's not good. Tomorrow you could be in that position too, and you will face the same problem. So just to make that clarification, that it wasn't that he went to the program and the children booing outside the program. No, that's not true. He was done with finished engaging the student, and on his way to getting his car, those who are planted there to go after him decided to do what it did. But I hopefully somebody can come and explain it better. But we are here, and so let's talk about the runoff elections in the meantime until we got other people come in. Runoff election is 6 days from now. On Tuesday, November 14th, President Weah will be going against former Vice President Boakai from the Unity Party will be going against President George Weah of the Coalition for Democratic Change. On October 10th, over 1.7 million Liberians went to the polls. 1.9 million went to the polls, and over 1.9 million went to the polls and cast their votes for 20 candidates. Of the 20 candidates, 1.7 million Liberians, over 1.7 million Liberians said that President Weah and former Vice President Boakai are the two candidates they will vote for in the runoff. According to our Constitution, you can become elected president by 50.1% of the votes. So because President Weah received 43.8% and former Vice President Boakai received 43.3%, the runoff was set aside for November 14th. That's why since the NEC declared the runoff elections open for campaigning, that's why we have witnessed people have been lobbying, having discussions, negotiating for those who were defeated to come and join them to make the case. And that's why you see all the endorsement about. But right now, people are making strategic moves. Okay, those who are making endorsement, those who are campaigning, they are doing it strategically. And like I said, make no mistake, these elections are crucial. It will decide the fate of our country for the next 6 years. That's why everyone seems to be participating in these elections. But usually, runoff elections turn out very, 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 very low for a lot of factors. Because during the general elections, you have people running for senatorial seats and representative seats, and some of them chop people in to vote for them. So now, with the runoff, not everyone will be involved. Some people they won't be going to vote again where they voted from, where they voted in the first round. They think about the competition involved. So let's say if I ran in Bon County or in Magibi, like where I registered to vote, where I voted, if I was on the ballot, definitely, if I took people in to vote for me and I didn't win, you sure know very well that I'm not going to take money to transport somebody to go vote for it, except where there's an arrangement. So my budget was set to make me elected. So I spent money, I bought food, paid people away, accommodated them, get them per dime, I trucked them to go and vote for me. And then I didn't win. Once I didn't win, I'm frustrated. All the money I spent. So now I'm not going to get people to go there to go and vote. So that's what happened. So that's why people predicting it's usually that's this trend that usually runoff elections are turnout is very low, which is expected to. And again, too, you must have resources to your command because it takes a lot to participate in these elections. You got to transport your voters. Just imagine over 589 polling stations across the country in 73 electoral districts of Liberia. You have to transport people to go to these places to vote. Observers. And like the first round, we had a lot of international observers here. I don't think we'll have that many here for the runoff. So you have to send your poll washers to these 589 polling stations. It costs money to do it, but people are not going to go there free. Some of them got to be compensated. Some of them got to be given a per dime. Yes. Some of them we have to be fed and so forth. And you know, our roads, some of the roads are bad, and so to get to these places is not easy. So you just that's what people are saying. It's expensive. You must have the resources to reach out to these places. So hoping that we'll see what happens on November 14th, next Tuesday. By this time next Tuesday, the polls will be closed, and the counting of the ballots will begin right away. And I can say that the various media will be preparing to project the winner in these elections. We should definitely know exactly about 11 o'clock on next Tuesday where the race is tilting. We should definitely be aware of that. We should definitely be aware where the race will be going. Uh, so people will be making predictions and so forth. But by that time, since it's only two-person, tally sheets will come into the various war rooms, and hopefully by 11:30, before midnight, we'll make some projections. We'll make a projection that to announce who will be the winner. I'm very sure that will happen. And the Liberian government gets the highest pass in MCC scorecard since 2017. The government of Liberia is now eligible for consideration of 500 million in compact grant. Just imagine the Millennium Scorecard. Liberian government they are eligible to get over about $500 million if they make their case for the compact. That would take the country a long way for such a money to be given to the country to help with infrastructure, especially our maintain our legislators to make it stable, and especially also our roads and network and so forth. So it's something that we'll see what happens. But guys, hopefully, I'm still trying to see my colleagues that are coming on tonight. Um, to come and at least let's discuss the training issues. Uh, so hopefully we'll get them. While we're waiting, meanwhile, today is the birthday of Tiola Gibson. Today's her birthday. Tiola Gibson, one of the most famous, most popular, and staunch member of the ANC, by extension the CPP. She's president in Liberia, and today was her birthday. Today's her birthday. We want to wish her happy birthday and so forth. Um, guys in studio, Henry Jala, Bala, if you guys have the press conference from Minister Twer today, can you guys please put on the screen? Let listen to him play for us to hear the press conference at the EJS complex. Can you guys please put it on the screen, and so we can listen to it? The press conference from Minister Twer. I'm trying to get the press conference today.
Tomalin, good to see you.
Yeah, Henry. The press conference today by Minister Twe. Can you please put play for us?
Yes, JV will try to play it. We are searching for it. JV will try to play it. Yes, we're
Okay,
using just we try to play it for you.
I heard that the Peabody. Yeah, I think he got a gift for you guys. On the way to like, he got a gift for you guys. So hopefully, when he gets on the ground, you have get a gift for you guys to help promise that was made.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have no other video from on the campaign trail, please.
The man behind the camera is doing that. He's searching for it. The only video that is actually surfacing is the video from the GW gives in school there. So we'll have to be like keep checking till we like find it actually.
So you guys, your phone line's not working right now.
No.
I can hear you.
Call us actually.
Huh?
You'll not be getting you will not be getting the callers. We'll find it very, very difficult.
Okay, somebody's okay.
Are we expecting any guests tonight?
Expecting somebody tonight, but I'm trying to confirm the person's supposed to be sending the link. I hopefully it will come in, but I don't want to call the name until they get here. But in the meantime, I think let me see. I see Jackson trying to get in touch with me. Let me get him. But anyway,
You
let
getting
me
me?
continue. I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you right now.
I'm asking if you have the link of the press conference. Then you can just share with us, then we can like play also.
Okay, let me see. Hold on.
Just place it to the private chat.
Okay.
Yes, we'll try to play.
Well, guys, I'm sorry. Isaac Jackson trying to get in touch with me, but I'm trying to other people. I mean, in the meantime, um, okay. Hopefully the guys will come. Will join. Will come quickly. But in the meantime, let's continue. Guys, look, people are campaigning still. So as we speak to you, people that sort of be appearing on the show, not panelists, but some guests, they are still on the campaign trail as we speak tonight. It's 9:47. People are campaigning in the various communities, in the villages, in other parts of the country, and hopefully we can get them on board. But they are promising that they will join us. Hopefully, looking forward to that. But let's continue to talk and until we can get them. Hopefully, somebody can come and join me so we can continue this discussion because I I've been out all day and running after stuff, doing catching the other program. But hopefully, somebody can come and join me. We continue discussion. Um, but anyway, people are saying, look,
But
people,
anyway, while you are there,
go ahead,
let me just chip in on something. As a matter of fact,
go
Coastal
ahead.
Argument relay on 36 community radio stations. Hot FM 107.9 and Tuba FM, the host. And you were like saying something as it relates to the campaigning. It will interesting to know that you will not rarely see people, you will not see people putting flyers up again, but rather you
Oh
see
no,
people
no.
moving from door to door. In the common saying, somebody will like say the Jehovah Witness campaign. I think that's the best way that you move to the person, talk to the person, and over the time we are actually seeing that from the both parties. Everyone getting to their people. You don't see the means of walking not by car any longer, but getting there. So I think that's the best thing to do. Actually, you be with your people, than rather just putting the flyers around and they just divide like that. So they are actually moving.
I agree with you. And right now, there's no time to put posters up. People are wearing the campaign T-shirts. People wearing the T-shirts, and they are campaigning and making the case. And some people are. Let me talk about this. All this endorsement. Most of the endorsement, people are just trying to make a big deal of it now. Because I can say I'm a head, I've been a field executive of the party can go and say we're making endorsement. We go endorse you, and our members, those that are the partisans who voted for us, our partisans, they're not with us. Like for instance, yeah, they will go and like take for example this guy they call Appleton. For God's sake, do you think that's a serious endorsement there on a serious note? Okay, the guy took their place, but you expect to see him with his voters behind him, right? To see his partisans behind him, but only he alone went to go do his endorsement. The man who took their place, and he went to do endorsement yesterday, and people make big deal out of that. Come on, not make big deal out of that. That's not a serious endorsement. You know that. The guy, somebody votes, that guy got. Somebody votes, he got. Okay. But again, history will record that this guy took third place. You say Appleton took third place. History will record that he took third place in the 2023 presidential elections. But it's just the optics, just the optics that the third place guy endorsed Unity Party. But again, no one would really take it serious because when he wanted to do the endorsement, we didn't see anyone practically behind him. Today, I saw another group that says they are executives of his party. They said what he did, what is different, they want to endorse CDC. So that's what happened. All these endorsement, because everybody wanted me to say, yeah, I'm making endorsement. But it's interesting. But to be honest with you, the big news of the day, and that's been trending all day and continue to go, is about Liberia passing the Millennium program. They passed 14 indicators out of 20. For the first time since Liberia began to participate in the program, they made such a pass. And so they get the highest pass in the MCC scorecard since 2017. They are not eligible for a consideration of US $500 million in compact grant. So the next step for the government to make a case to the US government, through the Office of Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, and to ask them to give them it. Also, line new political leaders, 10 of Clarence Moniba, yesterday announced that he's going neutral. He will be endorsing no one. And so he's also taking the position of Mr. Cummings. His CPP endorsed the CDC, where he decided to stay neutral, is not taking part. And so other parties been going. I know the ACOP party endorsed Boyka last week, and another branch of theirs party endorsed the CDC. That's what been taking place, and that's what's happening. So all the endorsement. Tomorrow, Henry Jada can jump and say he's going to endorse somebody. That's a big deal. As you announce tomorrow you're going to endorse, they will say, well, Henry Jada, he says he's a journalist. I mean, he won't endorse, he won't take part. Because by right, as no serious journalist should be endorsing anyone. But we talk show hosts, yeah, we can do it. We're not journalists. Yeah, we can take side. But if you're a journalist, you know of that profession, you shouldn't be taking side. Just how the same goes with those who are pastors, who are religious leaders. On a serious note, they are considered the moral conscience of the society. They shouldn't be doing any endorsement, taking part in and getting involved actively. Okay? But I see people who call themselves pastors, apostles, prophetess, prophets, bishops. They are taking sides in these elections. That shouldn't be. Take for example, you have a church. Your church, members of your church, your congregation comprised of people from different political parties. You cannot take a side. It's just like you can't take one side. You should be guiding them. You can pray for them. You as a man or woman of God, you hold your own affiliation privately. You can't come publicly and identify with any of the group and so forth, because you can divide. Because if some member of your church from CDC, others from UP, and they say you're taking side, they believe that you're not fair to them. So the best thing to do is to stay put, stay neutral, and don't take part. But that's the situation we find ourselves in. So guys, again, let me say, please bear all those who sort of be on the show. They are telling me that they are running late, but time. Some of them say they are just concluding the meeting. Some of them say they are just leaving the campaign trail and so forth. But again, I'm telling them I just cannot keep on holding on this long, because I mean I've been out all day covering stuff up. So hopefully, if I can get that video from today, I'll be happy.
Yes,
So you guys
Tomalin.
you have a queue there. I'm talking about the scope got video. The other video that's what's important right now.
Yes, the guy is searching for it. But like what you were saying when it comes to being a journalist, not taking side, you will not have to take side because what happens when if you decide to take side, you get too much feeling for that special candidate, and if it does not go your way, it becomes problem. So instead of propagating the right message, you will not be able again. You all want to see it in the interest of your candidate. So it's not necessary that you take side, but rather to educate the public because, like you said, being a pastor, you are not just like talking to a specific person, but rather you get scores of people. You get scores of people talking to. Despite you being a journalist, you get scores of people listening to you. You get other people listening to you as well. People from different background. So you have to like be neutral to like say the right thing, and then it becomes optional to them to make the best decision out of what you have said. So not to actually put feelings or more interest into it.
Exactly. And then
Okay.
one thing, let me say too. You know, one thing I've come to notice too. I got to bring it up. Look, everyone, once you're Liberian, you're entitled to your freedom of choice. You know, freedom of which side you want to support. But I think it's not fair to others who have agreed to take a side to attack them. You can't tell somebody because you're supporting just we are the person, you attack the person. The person don't love Liberia. So because you supporting Joseph Boyka, you only have one love Liberia. So the person that's supporting person we are the person that they're not Liberian. I will tell you, don't forget, one over 1.7 million people, Liberians, voted. They voted on October 10th, and they said through their votes, President George Weah and former Vice President Boyka should be the one that should lead this country, one of them. So, yes, okay, before you play that, and they made that decision. And then from there, it's
That plays a
804,000.
clear role.
Okay, go ahead. Yep, please give some volume.
See, the international community, through the large presence of the United Nations peacekeeping force and the administrative arm, were backing off to leave Liberia. They were spending anywhere between $90 to $110 million per annum on their operations. Money that was being circulated in our domestic economy. All was leaving Liberia. Hotels, the rooms were closed. People who had buildings rented out to the United Nations and their operations, the landlords were complaining, no business, and the economy was on a downward spiral. What is the story today? What is the story today? But President George Weah is a man that God has chosen. Never despair. He didn't bow his head. He didn't throw the mantle away. He stood firm, always in his life, challenged, but yet confront the odds and come out with shining and bright colors. And today, this is the story of the man. Lifting Liberia from the depths of deprivation and poverty to the horizon of hope and power and prosperity. And yet people will sit and say, nothing is happening, nothing has happened. Is it selective amnesia? Or is it innate hate that this young man, whose country didn't provide for him the opportunity to explore his greatest talents to become who he has become, now has become somebody and didn't turn his back on his people, returned home to say, I want to contribute to the development of my people? Is it now that people are beginning to hate him? This is a man who loves his country. Most Liberians who have achieved abroad with their millions have done very little for the ordinary people of our country. Most of them. And you know them, and we can name them. It is President George Weah, from the football fields in Europe, spending his hard-earned money to send students to the University of Liberia, to go to the refugee camps and give our mothers and our brothers and our sisters little something for them to continue to live and have hope for another day, sacrificing his millions for the young women and men of our country to have an education in the midst of poverty and war, leaving all of the opportunities available to him then to come home and help in the disarmament of our young people. Most of those who are speaking today evil were the ones responsible for the recruitment of these young people, the arming, training, and recruitment of these young people to come and provide massive destruction to our country. Yet, he said, since they spoil it, I will return home to fix it. And that's what he's doing. And now we can see for ourselves. We can see for ourselves that our country is making progress. The reports are not coming out of the clear blue sky. The things that we're doing, the leadership the president is showing, tell, and in your communities you can see them. I live on rehab, and I can tell anybody. And I'm sure this story resonates with many other of the communities across our country. During the rainy season, under the Barker administration, the young children going to the Kennedy High School and the other elementary school behind my house couldn't wear their uniforms. Because you know why? The road was so dilapidated, unpaved, that if they wore their uniforms, the mud would take over it before they enter the classrooms or they reach the campus. But today, the story has changed. All of the neighborhood roads have been paved, have been reconditioned, and brought to some level of modernization so that people can access their communities in peace and harmony. The LEC, we can go ahead and talk about all of the different things that the president has done, the government has done under the leadership of the president. But yet, the naysayers and the doomsdayers and the warmongers, because some of them thrive on chaos, that's when it becomes relevant, want you to believe that the country is headed in the wrong direction. Unfortunately, this is the jury's verdict. Liberia is headed under President Weah's leadership in the right direction. Let the world go forth. Don't mind them. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. You have every reason to hold your head up high as a Liberian and say we are making steady progress. And I can assure you that the president of our country remains committed to every single word and promises he has made about the development of our country. Development is a process. It's not an event. Times will have their own toll on the processes. But at the end of the day, when 12 years of the presidency of President George Manuel Weah have come to an end, you will be the judge to see CDC 12 years, Unity Party 12 years. What happened? Already you see the signs. In 6, almost 90% covered. What do you think in 12 will happen? So we're happy today. We welcome the report. We commit to continuing to do more in passing some of those triggers that we didn't pass. We will continue to make efforts at improving even those scores that we pass in to make them even higher. Governance is a process. And as things go on, we learn from our mistakes, we'll make progress, and our people will have better lives. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasing duty to call on our dynamic Minister of Finance and Development Planning, the Honorable D. Samuel Twelve Jr. Babu, welcome.
Are we strong? Very strong. Ladies and gentlemen of the great Liberian media, after such a splendid delivery by the Minister of Information, I will have very little to add. So permit me to add that very little. Yeah, my dear brother, you spoke well. And the direction of his speech is what I will continue. It's because he's basically saying this presents the country, the world, the platform to assess the direction of the country. He did say also that everything that is happening today that is shown through the MCC scorecard is not today. The food done now, the palm butter done. We're eating the soup now. But we were cooking 3-4 years ago. So now that you're eating, you have to appreciate the time the food was on the fire. That's why we're here. We talk plenty of things today. I'd like to begin by thanking you for coming and availing yourself so the Liberian people can know the truth. The president made a speech, I think at the UN place the other day, and thank you, the media, because he felt like the role you are playing is indispensable to our peace and our democracy. So we have to clap for you, the media. Yeah, we don't clap, we the government. Because, you see, without your objective commitment to the truth, this country can get into trouble. The president was impressed that during the elections, you conducted yourselves well, and you were dedicated to ensuring that the country remained peaceful. So that was patriotic responsibility. And we enjoin on you the continuation of that responsibility as we go to the runoff. Liberian people need to know the truth. The government's biggest challenge in the last 5 years is nothing more than propaganda and lies. That's our biggest challenge. Our biggest challenge is that the broad mass of Liberians throughout the country have been fed garbage and lies, packed up in a form that makes them want to believe it, coming at a time of difficulty. So the circumstances aided and abetted the lies. Because of the tough global economic national situation, people say anything, people are angry, they will get frustrated, they will believe it. And many of these people were in the media. And so, Mr. Minister, I think the country has to have a conversation about media institutions and their commitment to quality reporting and objective truth, because that has ramifications for instability in the country. We've seen that. It's a major thing. People get on the radio and just say anything. I'm glad that there are fact checkers that have emerged recently, but I think the fact checkers are too slow for my comfort. Yeah, I'm challenging the fact checkers also. I don't think the fact checkers are rigorous. I don't think they have had the platform to tell the Liberian people, when this person says this, we will come immediately. Y'all listen to us to counter that. If we say Latin American the propaganda, then you don't believe that. I don't think the fact checkers.
Oh, okay, guys. Quickly, let us Chairman Sanvee, welcome, man. Lofa, welcome. Guys, it was running late. Everybody been being on a call, work, all stuff been happening. So Lofa, everybody busy. But guys, we have to serve the Liberian people to come to us. Let us make progress. But guys, quickly, I want to give you guys time to just give some intro, and we can get the discussion going with the last few minutes we got. So, Chairman and Lofa, we can get it going.
Excuse me, sorry. First of all, it's good to be here. Lofa, it's good to see you.
You too.
Can you guys hear me, Claire? Because my internet been tripping. Good to be here. Looking forward to this election coming and being over with. I can't wait for this thing to be over with. And it seems like it's been the longest campaign in the history of the world. But yeah, I mean, I think a couple of things are happening, and we are going to be we're going to be paying close attention to it. Obviously, the government passed the MCC scorecard, making it. I think something what was said today in that press conference was that the government is now they now feel comfortable to go ahead and begin to apply for a new compact. Passing 14 out of 20 indicators, I think that's a huge achievement, and I think this gives them a win in the sale going into Tuesday's election. It reminds me, and I'm no conspiracy theorist, but it reminds me of 2011 when President Sirleaf was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize on the eve of the runoff, and CDC had no choice but to boycott the runoff. Now, I don't know if Unity Party will boycott the election. I don't think they will, because they are neck and neck with the CDC going into this runoff. Even though CDC has the lead, it is clear. It is clear that I personally think the CDC has the momentum going into these elections. I think the Unity Party is doing what the Unity Party does best. But at the end of the day, we're going to be looking forward to a peaceful election. We're going to be looking forward to an election that is not that will be accepted by everybody, and we can move on with our lives and begin the next phase of enhancing and enriching our democracy. But overall, it's good to be in Liberia. It's good to be home. You get a sense of there's a sense of fatigue on the part of many people. They can't wait for this thing to be over with, apart from maybe the few politicians, those of us politicians. But I can tell you that there is a sense of, let's just get this thing over with and move on with our lives. But it's good to see everybody, and we look forward to having a great conversation.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. We got exactly 45 more minutes left, so we can call it a day. But guys, I can assure you again, we'll be on. We'll be the last few days of the leading to the elections. Will be regular. We've been putting things together. It's not an easy thing to put this show together. People don't understand. That's why when people say this show is being sponsored by people who wonder because to put a show together is not easy. It takes a lot. But again, we have an obligation to the people of Liberia, and that's why we are here. But Lofa, I see you. You've been active on the Blue app. You've
Yeah.
been firing for all cylinders. I think today said you had to, on two occasions you and Ben and Robert had to calm me down to chill. I was going getting in the crazy season too. So so yeah, I decided to just grab my arms and ceasefire. And I said,
Yeah.
guys, thank you. So, but Lofa, yeah, tell us something, man.
Good to see you guys again. Ben, I know you're in the mother's land, enjoying everything, the palm wine, the natural water, everything. You're enjoying all of it. I know that you seem to be well relaxed.
Mhm.
Just about to get this over with. But it's good to be back here again. And like Tomalin rightfully said, and Ben also alluded to it, I think everyone is really tired at this point. We're just ready for this thing to be over with because it's getting to the point where now everyone is getting a knucklehead, family going at family, friends going at friends, and now people are now creating animosity on themselves, and there's no reason for that. But again, this is the society we find ourselves in. Gradually, we will grow up. We will come to become a little bit more tolerant of other people's view and their positions, regardless of who you are, where you are. I think we should learn to be tolerant of other people's position. You can't consider one person a patriot today because they're on your side. I mean, everybody's asking everyone else to pick a side, right? And some who are saying no, we remain neutral. They are being classified on patriotic. But those who are courageous enough or decide to say, look, I'm going to do it, and not that those who are neutral are not courageous enough, but other people feel like, hey, I should be a part of something somehow, and then they get attacked because they don't support the side that you will prefer for them to support. But yet and still, we want to claim that we understand democracy and that we support the idea of democracy. No, it doesn't work like that. You cannot have your cake, or you can't eat your cake and have it at the same time. It just doesn't work like that. And but let me just say, with that said, I apologize for the late arrival. Just literally walked home, and I thought that I guess we have some level of loyalty to our people back home. They are always willing to be a part of the conversation. We shouldn't simply just let it go. But again, we will all remain right here. We'll be part of the conversation. We will continue to provide what is needed to our people. And no matter how people feel about it, this is what you signed it for. It's not an easy thing to sit there and be attacked from all angles. Some of the people who are attacking you, either close relatives or close friends, people who you don't expect to carry on some of these things. But again, we all must understand that this is what you signed up for. Sometimes you just have to bite your lips, take your thumbs off the keyboard, walk away, and come back and laugh it out. Because at the end of the day, Pedro said something a couple of days ago. He said, right after the elections, 2 weeks after the elections, or even a year into the election, everybody will forget what they were saying, and they will go back to where we started. So, good to be here. Let's see how much we can get into what is being discussed, especially the fact that some of us beat on this government for the impact the scorecard, and we see that they passed with flying colors. Congratulations to the government of Liberia. We must applaud them. The same way we were able to beat on them for failing, I think we should also applaud them for passing, and that's part of the reason why we are here to erect the needed checkpoints. Thank you for now, and we will continue to follow and charm in on the conversation.
Thank you. Quickly, I just got a release from the executive mansion. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Dr. George Manawui, has relieved Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Henry Pambla, of his position with immediate effect. Liberian Chief Executive took the decision Wednesday, November 8th, for administrative reasons. He's a former that has served in the position since 2020 when he was appointed by the Liberian leader. Well, the president just fired his deputy minister of foreign affairs this evening. That's the news from the executive mansion for administrative reason. But anyway, that's
Boy, oh boy.
the constitution says you serve at the pleasure of the president. So that means he has the right to fire and dismiss. To dismiss and hire anytime. Anyway, we'll get to know the story maybe later on. But I just got it from the executive mansion. It was just sent to me.
Wow.
But Robert, let's hear from you, man. What's up?
Yeah, my man. I'm so disappointed, my man. My team just lost, man. Yeah, my man. My heart is my heart is deeply broken.
Which one? Barcelona or
No, Manchester United, man.
soccer team?
Yeah. But anyway,
Ben got to take it. Take it so serious.
Me, I'm not into that thing. Who the fuck is this talking about?
yeah, my man. I'm so broken.
I saw the pool pack. I said that football game in Washington. I said, look at that. What's going to happen? See that football game. I said, wow.
Yeah. But so what the president just fired Henry Formula?
Yeah.
Like another replacement there right after the election will ban.
I know, right?
But what happened? What did he do?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That says administrative reasons. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. So
yeah, I mean it's election time though. It'll be interesting to see exactly what he did because he must
have really done something bad.
Exactly, because I mean in these elections you would think that these decisions will be taken after the elections. You know what I mean? Like strategically. But hey, let's see what happens. Let's see what information comes out. But congratulations to the government. I think they've passed the MCC the second time in a row. And let me just say, it doesn't point to profession, but I know a lot of folks who beat on the government for failing the first few years, right? Now, what we need to focus on now is how do we secure that $250 $1 million pack or whatever, 100 million, whatever it is, I think that should be the government's next focus. But there's still areas of improvement. We still need to improve in many areas, like youth development, economic growth area. I mean, there's a lot of different areas to improve on. So work still needs to be done, but it shows progress that they have, passed consecutively. So that's a good thing. A lot of things are happening. I was talking about the endorsement of Amar Conan the other day, and I thought that, to be honest with you, this is Unity Party's best endorsement thus far. I think that they have a voice that it stops. I think they have a voice that a lot of people on the other side still respect and people listen to, and he brings something different for them. He's able to articulate the issues. He's a well-qualified man, and I think that for the past 40 hours, he's been doing just that. The question that I'm asking though is it a little too late, right? Because you have just about 7 more days to the election, right? Six more days to the election. So would it make much of an impact as opposed to if he were on the team months ago? Only time will tell. But how's the atmosphere and the momentum on the ground in Liberia, Ben?
Well, look, I can tell you it's subtle. It's with the runoff. I think there was a lot of excitement going into October 10, right? There was a lot of excitement going into October 10. But with what's happening right now is you're getting all these, everybody's focused on these endorsements. They're trying to get as many people to endorse them as much as possible. And so it's a little in the middle. But I will say this: what I have seen and what I have heard, I mean, from ordinary average people, they just want this thing to come and get over with. Like literally, it's almost like, you know what? Let's just get this thing over with. And I think that is, or that may also affect the turnout. On Tuesday. Traditionally, historically, the turnout for runoff hovers around 55%, 53, 55%. That's the turnout. What you may also have this time around would be less invalid votes because there's just two people on the ballot. So people should clearly go in there knowing what they want to do and who they want to vote for. But generally, I can tell you, overall, the feeling in the country is one of let's move on. We need to move on. This thing has to come and go. Yeah, it's the politicians like ourselves. We are here running around. We are, we're doing what we have to do. But I can tell you clearly, there's a general sense of let's move this thing over with. Clearly, I believe, and I may be biased because I support the president, but I think the president has the momentum going into Tuesday. You are right. I think Amara Conan was a good pickup by the Unity Party, but I do share the opinion that that's really not going to do anything. And I don't think Amara believes that the Unity Party is going to win this election anyway. I think what he's doing is he sees. I think his decision is purely. Amara is a very smart guy. He's a very smart politician. He has seen an opening within the Unity Party. He is senator. He's gotten elected for the senator elect. He's gotten elected for 9 years. So it's not like he's hovering. It's not like he's hovering around without anything, right? So he can afford to take this. He can afford to make this play. He can afford to do this. Unity Party lose. It doesn't take anything away from Amara Conan. In fact, I think his calculation is that he may be able to fill some kind of void that will happen when Joe Burkhardt walks off the scene. That I think he's a little overly ambitious because knowing Unity Party, I don't think they're going to hand that party over to him easily. He's going to get into a fight that he's probably not going to even have the bandwidth to carry out because he's going to be busy trying to be the best senator that I believe that he will want to be. So generally, I think that's what's happening. I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to help. There's nothing Amara endorsement is going to do at this point. I think the decision has been made. George Weah got more people to support him in the first round. According to the National Elections Commission results, a majority of Liberians want continuity. They don't want change. That is a fact. I know my friends from the Unity Party don't like to hear it, but it's a fact. So, when they say the Liberian people are resolved, I'm asking myself all the time, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about the 800,000+ people that went and voted for President George Weah? Yes, they are resolved. They're resolved because they want him to stay in power. Or are you talking about your 700,000+ people who voted for you? So they need to stop saying that thing. They need to stop saying the Liberian people are resolved. The Unity Party is not a spokesperson for the Liberian people. I'm a Liberian. I'm not supporting Unity Party. So you're not speaking for me, right? If I go and vote, I'm not voting for you. So my resolution stands on the fact that I want continuity. I don't want, I want some change. Don't get me wrong. I want some change, right? But I don't want the change that you claim that you're going to be offering because you're not the party of change. Unity Party is not going to bring anything different to this conversation. Nothing new to this conversation. In fact, I think they will be worse than even what they had under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So I think it's gonna. We're getting ready. We're getting ready. Tomalin is here. I think he can give you maybe another angle to this. But I can tell you, George Manning Weah will win these elections. He will win these elections because he's the incumbent. Because a vast majority of the country wants him to stay in power. All of the noise that was made over the last 5 years, the people clearly heard it, and the people clearly made a determination that they want him to stay in power. I think if you look at the counties, George Weah may flip Margibi County, and I think the Unity Party knows that. He's going to increase his numbers in Bassa, in the Bassa belt. You saw the VSB of the coalition for, the collaborating political parties today, campaigning aggressively in Bassa along with Matthew Joe. You have the entire Bassa belt at this point has rallied around President Weah. You got Pinky Cassell. You got what's his name? Bezonga Finlay. You got Charlene Bromskin. You got the entire Bassa belt have rallied around him. And guess what?
And by the way, I just want to interject for a second. He won Bassa without those.
That's what I was going to say. You took it out of my mouth, right? He won Bassa convincingly without even these people. So what do you think is going to happen? Their numbers in Bond County is going to increase, right? The vice president is there. There's some mistakes that they made, and I think they're correcting those mistakes now, because some of the candidates that I think they supported, those candidates were not the right candidates. Now, luck being on their side, those candidates who won have pledged their support to the president. So you're going to see the numbers rise up in Bond County. You're also going to see a correlating of the amount of votes, right? And I'm saying this because this is what Prince Johnson wanted. This is the kind of campaign they ran. They ran a Gio versus Mano campaign. That is what they did. The amount of vote is going to coalesce around George Weah. Edith Gonglo is kicking dust in Nimba. She is going to deliver a good chunk of the amount of vote. Remember, George Weah don't have to win. He doesn't have to win Nimba, right? Thomas Fala is still doing what he had to have, what he's doing in Lofa County. So the president is going to win this election. So I know my friends in the Unity Party have this false hope and this false arrogance, but I can tell you they are going to be getting a reawakening come Tuesday, and I can't wait to be able to say it to their faces.
Yes, just to add to Ben, honestly, Montserrato fell to Unity Party slightly in the first round. But what I noticed as we go around Montserrato, I was with Sir Joseph the other day in a UP stronghold that they won, District 4. And you don't see no person of UP people campaigning there. I heard that Dylan was in charge of Montserrato, but I don't know what's happening. They're not really involved on a campaign trail this time around. But I see Montserrato, Sir Joseph broke the ceiling. He had the highest votes from any elected official. 300 and some odd thousand people voted for him, and now he's in the districts in the county. He's crisscrossing it, and don't forget now, CPP has now joined the CDC, and CPP wants some seats, some seats in the House and so forth. So the representatives are all in it, all campaigning too. I know today I saw Tilia and Mariah. They was in the districts. They're moving and they are drawing attention. They are drawing crowd. And like Ben said, how to call it, Cape Mount. I see the cities have put more reinforcement in Cape Mount. They are there, and Magibi, and I will not be surprised. CDC will flip Magibi, will flip Cape Mount, and Montserrato. Trust me, they are going for it, and I see what's happening. And Bassa, they carry numbers up. The Southeast region, they carry numbers up. And I was telling someone today, just before I came on the show, I said, by 11:30, before 12 midnight on next week Tuesday, we'll hit midnight. You will have a re-elected President George Weah. For all things remaining constant, because they are campaigning. They are not joking. They are up there. Today the president was in. He was today doing what they call Jehovah's Witness campaigning. He was. In fact, I got here by 8-something. When I was coming, his convoy just passed. He's not moving no serene. Just the convoy just moving quietly, and that's what I saw happen. And they're campaigning. All I see on the other side, they are just coming with these endorsements. Take for example, Apitow endorsement. So the big deal. Come on now, for real, guys. The updates are all because he told their place. Who are his voters? And Ben, before I end, today the Minister of Finance called you and him at the press conference. He said Ben Sanvee asked me a question a year ago about this Millennium Compact. I mean a program, and he gave him a challenge. In fact, it was where he said he'd agree. In fact, he surrendered to that question. But he came back this year and proved it that the question you asked him, he took into tax, and he proved it by making a higher score district, 14 indicators, the highest since 2017. And I think they did a great job, and they have to make their case to the U.S. government through Secretary Blinken's office. And if they succeed, they will get a $500 million compact coming to them. But Keff, I thought I saw Keff.
I think his network is having problem. He left.
Yeah, but guys, that's the election. Hey, Kev, come here, my man.
Yeah. Yeah. How you guys do? Who bringing people on? I'll be on the back.
Come
That
on, man.
that Lofa keeping me in the back.
Yeah.
It seems to be like bro getting to your head, Kev.
But I said before Kev coming though, let me ask a question. What about Liberia? I mean, all of y'all looking fresh, though. What's going on?
Yeah,
We got
man,
Kev in the
you know
back.
what I'm saying? Making me jealous.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
anticipation, Joe. We are second term.
The heat.
We are excited.
The heat.
All the
Oh,
guys are looking good, my
guys,
man.
let me say something. Let me say something, guys, and let me say hi to everybody. Forget now, you two guys up there, Lofa and Robert. Hi to you guys. But let me say something. I disagree with you guys saying that Amara is a good pick. I say it's a pick of convenience. JMB condemned his Amara. He said the guys then were working for themselves. He said that. Amara, one of the people that JMB said uh, they missed opportunity. So I think it just something they don't have anything in common. He doesn't believe in Amara. He said himself. So it just happened. JMB is an opportunist. He thinks that he sees opening and he grab it. So it's not something that I will praise. That endorsement is sort of a scam endorsement. That's what endorsement is about. It's just a scam. That's all. Because he doesn't believe. You have to stand up for your finance minister and say, "Oh, look, the policy that we put in with Amara, blah blah blah." No, he didn't say that. He condemned Amara policy. So I don't see. I just think that what the Unity Party is doing is just to play. It's just to play games. So, but what I'm seeing on the ground by our team is very impressive. It's very, very impressive. But again, the reason we talk about this MCC report, especially passing fiscal policy, the opposition beat on this government based on that. Not even the Unity Party passed that. So what this scorecard shows, it shows that the the government is moving into the right direction. It's not me saying it, it's the Americans are saying it. They're saying we're going to pull out this report so that people can understand the country is moving to the right direction. Vote for this government. Anybody can take one because the timing is telling these people don't do something out of the blues or just get up. The American people send you message, coded message. What they're saying to Liberians, vote for this government. Look at the scorecard. They are going the right direction. Right direction. Do you want to go back again? They're telling you don't go back. So this is big. This is what this president is doing. He's telling you we are we are going to right direction. Like they always say, the glass is not half empty, it's half full. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm seeing light. I'm in this country, seeing light. People say, I was say, Robert and Lofa. Let me say to you guys, I was sitting somewhere you know, and then I start thinking about what he's saying. Liberia, 7 o'clock, he gone. I was sitting up to 4 o'clock. People out. Matter of fact, I was among people who were putting number 2 up. Oh, where you go, they will do you this. I was among the commoners. People that look like me. What they're telling you in America, they are lying. People are out. People are out. I tell to them, I'm asking, what are they telling us? Oh, you cannot go out. Right now, if I want to go somewhere, I'm just, they make us in America with tire, they with tire, I'm there sitting up. I want to go sit with my friends there. I'm going to sit down till 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 in the morning. Nobody, Lofa, nobody will go after you. So the narrative that they're putting out there is wrong. It's wrong. We are getting there. We are getting there. The scorecard prove it. 2 years in a row. Listen, the poor brought scorecard up and we failed. Ben, we are the former network. Ben asked that question. He asked the question, and the minister said, "Yes, we will pass." 14 out of 20, guys. 14 out of 20. We going there. So I think if you love Liberia, you open your eyes and see that George Manawia, this president, is working. He's working. He's campaigning. People say, why will you campaign if you done something right? Look, for when I in America saw Obama campaigning at night. When I in America, Obama campaign in the night. We won't see that for a second time. We won't see Obama go going the trenches, going out in the night. We need to speak the truth. Oh, why are you campaigning? Obama campaigned to the last night of the election. Guys, Liberia is moving forward. Liberia is going somewhere. And this president is taking Liberia to a good place. Join us. Vote number 2. Join us. Don't go back. Join us. Let's move the country. I'm passing around the invisible park. I see the street lights. I spoke with people. And I asked somebody today, I said, where are the Unity Party voters? Because I just seen number 2 all over the country, all over the city. I see the young people. The young people. They love this government, this president with passion. And that's why he's out there. Where are the voters? Everywhere is 2. I saw a girl last night, her glasses, I don't know where she got it from. It said vote number 2. You can see. Tomalin, you saw it, right?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
glasses, I don't know, Ben, if you saw it. Vote number 2. You see the passion. So if you're leaving me, I will talk the whole day because of something that I see, my man. Are you
Okay.
guys hearing me?
Yeah, that will stop
Yeah,
you some more now. Let your friend talk some
loud
more
and
now.
clear. We see you
Are you guys hearing me?
celebrating. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but Kev, let your friend
So
talk.
I will talk the whole day, man, because I'm
Okay.
saying
Kev,
things. The Liberia, the painting out there to you. That's not Liberia I'm saying. No.
yes.
Am
But
I
let me say
saying?
this.
Everybody enjoying? No. But I'm saying that we're going to the right path.
Okay, Ben, quickly, Chairman. Let me just ask a question. Uh, Ben, people when the first round ended, people were talking about this guy. This
Appleton.
What his name? Appleton. But
Appleton.
then initially they said Appleton was they said he was there for CDC. But then how come he ended up with UP? People are asking the question. Then you muted.
You're muted.
Look, listen. Let me say this. You know the Unity Party, right? I tell you all the time, Unity Party gets high on their own supply. They do, literally. That's what they do. I'm being honest with you, because I don't understand how would a CDC Manchurian candidate, and for people who don't know what a Manchurian candidate is somebody who is there representing somebody else's interests, right? How would a CDC Manchurian candidate? How will you even go after a CDC Manchurian candidate? How? Now, maybe if it's true, then they must beware, because then Appleton will turn out to be a Trojan horse, because then he's in the camp, right? If he's working for the CDC. Look, the truth of the matter here is this: the Unity Party, when you look at what this government has gone through in the last 5 years, all of us aided and abetted it. I can tell you that. When you go through, when you watch and see the level of propaganda, the level of attacks, the back and forth that this government went through, for George Weah to get more votes than Joe Buckeye, and then somebody wants me to believe that this man is unpopular. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It don't.
You know,
It don't make no sense. And let's say something. This is a government that is heavily infested with Unity Party supporters. Heavily infested. You have directors in public corporations in this government openly supporting Joseph Boyka on Facebook. That would never have happened under the Unity Party government. When you look in the civil service, you have to understand that the Unity Party built the civil service that we have today. One of the things they did, and which is the right of anybody to pick any side. So it's not an issue here of, they don't have a right to support the Unity Party. What I'm alluding to here is, with all of those odds stacked against this government, for the president to get more votes than Joe Buckeye, for the Unity Party to believe that they were getting ready to win an election on the first ballot and they fell short, only in the Republic of Unity Party, they will believe that an incumbent president, a populist incumbent president, who happens to get more votes than you, will lose a runoff election. Only in the Republic of Unity Party that will happen. What I think the strategy is very simple. The strategy is to
Kev, know yourself. Kev, know yourself. There you go.
Okay. So what I think is, I'm telling you, I am very worried about my friends in the Unity Party. I'm very worried for them, because they have fed these people, they have fed their supporters with this myth and this lie that there's no other option here but for them to win. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people on Tuesday. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of people who will wake up on Wednesday morning and not know what the hell to do. This is what you do when that's why I say, stop getting high on your own supply. Stop.
You know,
You know, I'm sorry, Lofa. There's no other way to explain this thing. Look, the first-time voters, right? The first-time voters, okay?
Right. Right.
The first-time voters are the ones who did this thing for George Weah, especially in Montserrato. These kids, and then you want to talk about, let's even talk. I saw a video today about some kids doing something at GW Gibson with Twe. Listen, it's political season. 12 earlier today at Tottenham High, the whole Tottenham High were upside down. The children were there singing Jawia, the Jawia we won. You know, again, this is a part of the strategy to create a reality that doesn't exist. Who told you that every student or every school in this country supporting George Weah? It's political times, you know. So I'm gonna say this. I believe, and I'm saying this. Look, and the only thing I'm sorry about, right, is the ordinary unity partisans or the people who support Vice President Joe Buckeye, the ordinary folks who support him, that has been fed this narrative that this thing is over and they're gonna win, right? You remember always, even before the first round, they fed the narrative that they were winning on the first ballot, or that if they didn't win on the first ballot, they were going to have more votes on the first ballot. When you hear Unity Party people sounding, when you hear them talking, it's like they didn't lose the first round. That's how they sound. I mean, are these people normal? Let's be honest. I'm not insulting them, but how do you don't get what? Then they say, oh, it was too close. Yes, it was close because of the level of propaganda that worked against the government. MCC, I will end on this note. MCC, my friend and big brother Amara Kone posted something, and he said the government didn't pass government effectiveness. Duh, Amara, you are minister of finance. You just said it didn't pass government effectiveness. So I'm trying to understand. And government effectiveness, in all fairness, it includes literally the entire package. It includes for you to pass government. You know the countries that can pass the government effectiveness. There are countries like Rwanda, countries that have these systems already in place that you can go online, you start a business, you can do different things. I mean, it's like everything has to be point blank, period. But for them, my thing is, imagine Robert, Lofa, Peabody, and Tomalin. Just imagine if this government had failed the MCC. Imagine that. Just for a moment, take a breath and think if this government had failed the MCC, what the Unity Party would be saying today. But I'm telling you, man, that's what they do. They get
Ben, before we even got to this point, right? A lot of you who follow me, even on my podcast, I made this clear. I said, if the Unity Party and CDC goes to the second round, it will be a walk in the park for George Weah. I posted that again on my page yesterday. People came at me. They called me names. They were saying, "Hey, you're sedition undercover. You claim to be neutral, but you're not really neutral." Whatever they want to say. But sometimes you must look at the reality and speak to it. Looking at before we even got to this second round, just comparing Unity Party performance, okay, and with everything they have circulating their candidate, Honorable Buckeye, and those in circle, their behaviors, it was obvious that having these two people on the ballot will give George Weah an upper hand. Not to even speak of the fact that they are incapacitated financially. You're going to a second round. You're still thinking about raising money. You're supposed to be on a campaign trail. You're still thinking about raising money. And most importantly, the points of argument that you're trying to proffer here is almost, it's unbelievable. Can a Unity Party sit down and argue corruption? Where? Any level-headed person will sit and say to you, hello, pretty much the Unity Party invented corruption. Can the Unity Party talk about what is it that the Unity Party is going to talk about? It is true that the people, the common people today, do some of the things that they are not. I mean, obviously, you and I will admit to it that it is not bread and butter. It is not sugar and or honey on the buns. However you want to term it. The reality here is this: the Unity Party have no sales point because everything that the Unity Party says, okay, CDC can look right back at them and be like, "Hello." Now that we're talking about the scorecard, the minute you mention the fact that CDC passed, how can it argue that? Okay, but Unity Party, if we look at your cards, there are places where you also failed. So what is your point of contention? And that's the reason why I looked at it and I said, look, if Liberia missed out on these three candidates that are in the race, Alexander Cummings, Tiawan Gongolo, and Clarence Moneyba, the race now remains between Honorable Boycott and that of George Weah. What that tells me is Liberians are ready to maintain what they have because they're telling us they're not ready to go back. They are looking to stay where they are and progress. They are not looking to regress. Because if you are to consider the Unity Party-led government, where they left Liberia, come on, man. Nobody in their right mind will rationally say, come on, this is the best thing. One of my uncles who lives in Wisconsin, Kevin Soko, I'm going to say his name, big supporter of the CDC. He and I don't know. We don't get at it when it comes to the CDC thing. He's big on it. And, you know, when I visited Wisconsin for my cousin's husband's funeral, he told me up front, he said, look, man, this election that is coming, you think this government is underperforming, but it's because of all of your propaganda that you guys on the social media, you're running all the propaganda. So you think that we're underperforming, but the people on the ground, compared to what Unity Party did, there is no match to this. And I'm sitting and just looking at the reality. Let's be honest to ourselves. Let's be honest. Even Honorable Boycott can admit to this. Where would Honorable Boycott overpower George Weah in this entire process? Honorable Boycott right now is probably trying to go to sleep. George Weah is probably up on the phone, reaching out to people he needs to be talking to. Okay? He's probably getting up bright and early in the morning, trying to just get out there to all of these different places that he needs to reach out to. He's not on his feet doing the door-to-door campaign. Can Honorable Boycott do the same thing? We need to take all of these things into consideration, and let's not play with the minds of the people. I remain committed to what I said previously, and I'll say this again. Listen to me. If the Unity Party win this election, the second round, then something mysterious might have happened. But it is clear this will be a walk in the park for the CDC. Am I excited about that? Heck no. I will tell you this up front. No, I'm not excited about that. But this is the choice Liberians made, and this is what we must give to them and hold them accountable for making a decision that is right within their constitutional mandate. I rest off for now.
Wow. 6 days to go. Peabody, you want to chime in?
That was a punch there, Lofa. I mean, I can't even. No, let me say this, Lofa. You just said it rightly. You know, we live in a culture now because of the choices that we make. I mean, that should benefit us after we sit and think about it and say, this is the right way I'm going. Other people get upset with you because of your own personal choice, which you think would benefit you. Folks get upset. Folks get mad. Folks try to get at you only because you made a decision for yourself and you think it's in the best interest. Something called best interest determinability. You know, it is in your best interest to determine that this would be the right thing for the child. You know, in social work, there's something called best interest. What's in the best interest of the child? What is in the best interest of me that I've made this decision? You want to go another side. I decided to go the other side. You get mad with me. You get on social media. You insult me. You do this. Who? The only person I say here that cannot change is God. But if you follow the UP, you see so much hypocrisy on them. Everything they talk about corruption. They have been deep so rotten in corruption. They talk about this other abuse. They talk about that. You got a man who's running to be president, but he lives off other people. all the years that he worked and received millions of dollars, he lived for other people. He lived up Stanton. He lived up in Nigeria. He lived up Costa. Lived for other people. Is that how you prepare? Is that how you run a home? When everything you go after is to go after, I mean, to live other people. You ain't even set an example. Say, look, my child, this is what I'm going to work for. This is what I'm going to say. Nothing. Your entire campaign, your entire bid for this presidency is to live and borrow and beg and beg and beg. And then you said that you want to lead the country. It tells me when you get in there what's going to happen. But look at, sometimes we talk about this government. I one of the big critics of the CDC government, but when someone does something good, it is appropriate to come back and recognize that good. And that's what I see here. When the government didn't do too well last year, we came back, we hit hard on them. But look at today, right after somebody came and was trying to put Samuel Troy down, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. They came out a report. The government passed this MCC. So what can you say? The same thing you did, the people did. In fact, there was some era that the government rated score higher than the previous year. What would you say? So if you're looking at somebody at the UP and say you want the UP to be the one to make the decision, or you are the most clean, or you are the best, you are the most educated people, what did you do in 12 years? Why Liberia was so desperate and poor in 12 years? What happened to the poverty reduction strategy that you talk about that was going to alleviate Liberia from poverty and suffering? What happened to that? When they came to power, they went to Rwanda, tried to get all these things in the world. They're trying to model after Rwanda and all those things that happened. What did you do? And you sitting here and blaming other people. There's nothing really going to change. And so UP should be quiet when it comes to corruption. They should just be quiet. Unfortunately, they are going to the second round. But when it comes to corruption, they should just mute and be really quiet, because there's really nothing you can tell us you've done when you were paying people $20,000, $30,000. People were getting rich and richer. While the majority was suffering, and you sit there and talk about you can change it. What can you change when you had the money, when you had the UNMIL and all those people in Liberia? What did you do? You didn't realize those days were coming. You left it for others to deal with it. So I think just the hypocrisy you found with the Unity Party government. Thank you.
So look, let me. I just I think that people need to really take some time, Ben, and peruse the scorecard, not just of Liberia, but other countries. This is mind blowing. I'll give you Guinea. Guinea passed government effectiveness, but they failed. Ethiopia passed government effectiveness, but they failed. I mean, Cameroon is doing terrible. Guinea-Bissau, terrible. You just go on and on. Lesotho, Liberia, and by the way, most of the countries that passed, including Ghana, Liberia is still scoring higher than them. They passed in government effectiveness. But they are 13 out of 20. Liberia is 14 out of 20. Look at Madagascar. Malawi. Look. This is Mozambique. Read the full report. I think the full report really gives you a full understanding. Look at Nigeria. They passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 20. Nigeria. And they definitely didn't pass government effectiveness. So I think when you read the full report, and to your point, Ben Sanvee, when Unity Party were there, they didn't pass government effectiveness.
Never did.
They didn't pass government effectiveness, but they were able to get the pack, right? And so I agree with you 100%, which is we are in a political season. And you know what? Unfortunately, this report and this scorecard is not controlled by the Liberian government. Because if this scorecard was controlled by the Liberian government, they would have said, you know what? In a political season, this is not the right time to put this information out, because the other side could use it politically. Imagine if CDC had failed the scorecard today.
Exactly.
The Unity Party, and rightfully so, would have made the argument worse than American did. They would have pounded on this situation. And so the fact that they did better than they did last term, and the fact that they have performed better than previous scorecard, and the fact that they are performing better, look, it's not perfect, man. This government in Samatwe, and I've said, I'm on record of saying I don't 100% trust Samatwe economics, but I still think he's a smart man, because if he wasn't a smart man, the Unity Party and my big brother Amarcon and others would not have consulted him. They consulted him, not pro bono. He was paid. It was a paid consultant on financial issues, right? So he brings something to the table. But I think this is commendable. This is commendable. This is a step in the right direction, especially given the. Go ahead.
Robert, let me say this, and he was right. And I didn't even listen to the press conference. And Tomalin said he called my name in the press conference. Look, I remember when we were on Spoon, I challenged Minister Twe. In fact, he didn't even see it coming. I went and I did my research, and I asked him some tough questions. And in the end, he threw his hand in the air and said, I waved the white flag. It was the first time they failed. I remember, right? I think they had just failed something on education or something. There was something it was something very minimal. But if they had passed other areas, that thing would not have affected them. And I remember clearly him saying that I make a commitment that we will pass the next year. That's why when they passed the next year, if you all remember, it was a whole big celebration. He was like, there was a pre-prayer where he was, it was just like a whole breath of fresh air for him, right? To say, listen, I finally got this thing. We finally got this thing done. And then I also asked him after they passed that first year, I said, don't act here like you're not pass 1 year, then next year you're kind of your fee, or you're not going to create some excuse. And his answer to me was very clear. He said, we will pass next year. Not only will we pass next year, we will pass more indicators next year. And so this notion that, nothing has happened or nothing is happening. Look, I have been having conversation with folks, I'm not a financial person. I don't espouse to, I don't even think that I'm anything close to being smart when it comes to finance. But my wife is the CPA. I'm not the financial person, right? But when you look at what the Unity Party had to her disposal and what this government has to her disposal, look, I'm telling you, these guys at some point, they're close to performing miracles. And I take it from me. I remember when we supported the June 7 protest, one of the conditions that we were making was that what's his name? Samuel Twe should resign.
To be terminated. Yep.
He should resign. The president should fire him. You call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. I remember when the students, there was a famous moment in this country when the students sat in front of the president's convoy because they were protesting. They were protesting for their teacher's salary. Look, George Weah government hasn't been perfect. And I said something to somebody who asked me a question yesterday. All the things you criticize this government about, you came back and said you're supporting the president. I was very clear, and I'm making very clear. First of all, I don't want to be inconsistent. The Unity Party people say are inconsistent. So if I go support Joe Boyka, it means I'm inconsistent, right? Since we're talking about consistency. So I didn't want to be inconsistent. So that was one of the reasons I stuck with the person that I voted for in the second round the last time. So I'm trying to stay consistent. I won't follow what they say I should be doing, right? The second thing I've also said is that with all of the criticism that we gave to this, all the criticism that we rendered against this government and this president, for him to still have a sense of a reconciling mind to say, gentlemen, yes, it's okay. We can disagree, but let's have a conversation. This is about our country. I told somebody the other day, Lofa, I said, this is a clear decision about the future and the past. It's a clear decision about the future and the past.
Oh, yes.
I also said, look at Unity Party rally and look at CDC rally. Unity Party rally look like a Sunday picnic with old people who sitting down, who won't retire. CDC rally look like a hip hop concert. The CDC voter is your voter for the next 50 years. The Unity Party, majority of the Unity Party voters are your voters for maybe the next one election cycle that is coming up. Look at the folks, apart from maybe a handful of other people, most of the people who you see endorsing the Unity Party are people of the old order, are people who feel that government, in fact, the party is headed by a man who has lived off of government for the last 50 years. Let's also. Where else has Joseph Boyka worked in Liberia? What else he has done? Also working in government. Whenever he wasn't working in government, I don't know of any job that Joseph Boyka held.
Man, I well for case, man.
You know, I don't know of any. I mean, I'm just being serious.
Let me.
Yes.
I want you to add the senator's playbook to your closing statement. Where does it
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't listen. I told you, I don't listen to people who don't understand. First of all, that all that thing piss people off in this country. You know, these guys who you look at me and you tell me because I criticize George Weah, so it means that I don't have a right to say I'm supporting him again? No. The day I endorsed George Weah in 2017, I told him, if I have a problem with you, I will criticize you. Does it change anything? No, it doesn't change anything. My question, and the last thing I would say on this, right? This election, look, guys, the country have left these people behind. These guys have misread the population. When you hear them, the attacks that they level against George Weah, I want you guys to understand that this thing doesn't even resonate with the George Weah supporters, with his base, which happens to be the majority, because the young people, the new voters, are supporting him. They're supporting him. For them, it's not more about policy prescription. For them, it's about somebody who they have an emotional relationship with. For them, it's about them not looking at an almost 80-year-old man who claims that he's coming to bring change to the country. Joseph Human Boakai he's nothing that resembles change. Nothing. Change and Joseph Human Boakai, they're on three different lanes. And so I would say at the end of the day, the country has moved. They have to understand where the country is. They have to meet the country where the country is. When you have old politicians and some of the old people there endorsing Joe Boyka and talking down to these young voters, when you got 800,000+ people go in the first round and vote for a man, and you look at those 800,000+ people and tell them, say they're stupid, you really believe you're not inciting a revolt at the ballot box against y'all? The party will have a shock of their lives. They will have the shock of their lives on Tuesday.
Tomalin,
let me just finish quick. You know, say what you want to say, but I'll tell you the truth. I will give it up to Samuel Twer. This guy, what he has done at the press conference today, he said the National Reserve. He said we should ask Amara Cohen and the two former finance minister, ask them what happened to over 200 million of the National Reserve. He said because by 2017, the amount that was left there and where the cities have carried out today, it was a big difference in the National Reserve. So ask them what they did with $200 million that caused the reserve to drop. He even threw a challenge out to them. He said, in fact, I know that it will be the last thing they want to do, to come and face me, and he was clear. He said, "Look, these are my friends, but it's not a good thing to criticize your predecessor over the case. It's not a good thing, but they are being targeting him, and he really don't mind. But he has done a good job, especially consecutively. Liberia has passed the Millennium Program twice, and it's a trending issue. The number continue to go up. And lastly, about what Ben was saying, today I witnessed the president going, and then when I saw him leaving, you're going home. The motorcyclists, they took control of his convoy. Ben, you're in front of me. Took control of the convoy. They said they taking him home. So I asked one of the guys. The guy said, "Oh, one time the children said, the payment boss said, they moved from the road. They will carry him home. So then they get ready. They can bounce grandma and say, we're taking him home. We will lead the convoy." Like Ben said, "Look, the guy said, what you want to say about George West? A lovable is a guy who people just love him. Honestly, I was at the endorsement ceremony of ALP 2 weeks ago. He got on the Oro. He shut the place down. He was going to Ellie's house for her birthday. I was there too. When he got there, that place was shut down. How many of the guys, when they go somewhere, they shut place down, like the crowd come to see them and cheer them up. And this second round, he has been campaigning again. Today, he was all in it in the Vera district, crisscrossing and walking. He was not in his car, walking, campaigning, doing that Jehovah Witness kind of a campaigning from door to door, moving on. And his team, the auxiliaries are all spread up. They're taking the election very serious. Why I see you people folks there all in Grand G there. What are you going to do Grand G there? Can you win Grand G there? Why waste your time with Grand G there? You showing on the soundboard, win Grand G there. You cannot win Grand G there. Don't waste your time. Right now, you should be fortunate to maintain the way you won the first time. Come Monserrato. But you got Monserrato heavyweight, San Joseph. This guy is the lion of Monserrato County. The man he's crisscrossing the county. He has auxiliaries all over the place. And he's moving there. This result, I predict by 11 o'clock, 11:30 next week, at this time, a prediction will be made. I'm sure George will be on his way for his second 6-year mandate. Guys,
let me get my minutes back. Ben made some great point, but I want to focus back on this scorecard though, because I know some of my smart friends always like to compare things with this. I mean, Liberia is outperforming Zimbabwe, Cote d'Ivoire, the country that we will normally praise. We are outperforming Sierra Leone. Look at the scorecards. Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria, we're outperforming Algeria. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 6 out of 20. You know, I mean, Uganda, we're outperforming Uganda. You know, I mentioned Cote d'Ivoire earlier. So look, you have to put things in perspective. Has everything been perfect? No. But as much as Simon Twe and the CDC-led government, and rightfully so, were criticized for filling the MCC constantly by my Unity Party friends and many others, rightfully so, there should be no reason why you can't say, look, in the interest of patriotism, in the interest of the foul margin of our country, when the country does well, Liberia does well.
Be a good sport.
If Joseph Boakai is re-elected, the foundation has been set to make a case for $500 million.
You will not get re-elected.
You get what I'm saying? So just as much as you would have criticized and you would have made this a political narrative, and rightfully so, you should say, look, congratulations, but there are still challenges. And I want to go back to Keff a little bit. Look, Keff, I think I disagree with you a little bit when it comes to the Amara Conan thing. Where I agree with you is this. Amara Conan was indeed rejected by Unity Party. Amara Conan have not been appreciated by the party, especially the Joseph Boakai arm of the party, for what he did. Those guys have been very unappreciative of Amara Conan. They have not acknowledged his qualities. They have not acknowledged his skill, his brilliance, and what he brings to the table. And Amara Conan has been consistently clear that he is not a Unity Party partisan. If he was, he would have ran on a ticket. He's an independent. But no one on either side can say that this endorsement should be underestimated. I think he brings something significant to the table. The question that I continue to ask is, how much of an impact will this make, especially given the fact that you only have 6 more days to these elections? If Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party were strategic enough, if Amara Corning was admired and was celebrated, if he was respected, I believe they would have been smart enough to have recruited him a long time ago. Because the truth is, he's focused on the issue. I don't see, look, I listened to his endorsement speech. Not one that he attacked George Weah personally. Not one that he attacked anyone. It was about the issues. And sometimes in politics such as ours, it is important that we talk about the issues. I made mention of this the other day. Before the October 10th election, if we talk about each of these issues, on corruption, on job growth, private sector, on the reformation of the healthcare sector, all of the different issues, when we talk about them, it is difficult for Unity Party to make an effective case on the message of change and what they've done for 12 years against George Weah. I said that. But I don't want us to underestimate or undermine the fact that Amara Corning endorsement is a positive for Unity Party. Would it really make an impact? Would it really move needles? Would it really help? With all of what has happened, CDC have been able to reconcile with the ALP. They got that endorsement. They've gotten the CPP endorsement. They've gotten some significant endorsements, right? Even from the Muslim community, they've gotten a lot of endorsement. Would this make an impact? I don't think it will make such a significant amount of impact. But I don't want us. I disagree that it's not significant. I disagree.
Robert,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't. You know, after the MCC scorecard came out, Amara Corner posted more than 6-7 times back to back why he wanted to debunk it and play politics with it. But he knew about there's no 16 billion missing, and he said it 3 days ago. When they asked him on another network, he said no 16 billion is missing. He said it's hard for me to believe it. It's not possible. But he tried to debunk the MCC or try to go to water it down, play politics with it, but he did not stand up to speak the truth. I don't respect a man like that. He did not stand up to speak knowingly. 2 days ago, 3 days ago, he spoke about it. Our country was going through protest from protest, attack from attack. He listened. He heard it. He did not come out. That 2 days ago, he said, oh, no 16 billion. But he posted more than 6 times. When the country needed him at that time, why didn't he come out and say, it's impossible? It's not true. I was finance minister. While we want to respect people who sit on the sideline and let our country go burn in flame. Who don't do that, man? Who don't do? You see, I don't respect a man by his education. I don't. I respect you by your character, which you lay for, which you stand for. That's how I respect you. I know a lot of people respect him. He's an educated guy, finance minister, work with this place, but I don't give a damn about that. What I do give a damn? A man who will stand up and speak the truth, even though if the truth is not favor you. We should love Liberia. We should love the country. Don't sit aside and let people lie. Don't few days before election days where they ask you that you speak the truth. You know how many people believe that? You know how many people talk to the streets and believe that lies? So we should respect people by what it stands for, what it's not. So that's why I say the endorsement is out of convenience. He don't believe JMB don't believe him. It's just another game.
Yeah, Kev. I don't think GMV believes Amara Corning. I agree with you, and I don't think
They
that.
don't believe each other.
I don't think that
They
he's
tell you Amara
100%.
Corner believe that JMB, he believed that JMB would be a good president. He does things.
Yeah,
He just want to just do it. He
Well,
does
yeah.
it. He knows that.
well,
So
But
well,
this
I,
is
Kev, I
just
think
the, this is
but
not
I
I
just
think
agree.
the case
what
But
for
Kev,
America.
CDC,
what I'm saying is,
Kev,
I agree. Go ahead.
I think what CDC should focus on now. We have a great news today. Very good news. You passed the
Exactly.
MC.
That's what I was
what
going to
you should
say.
be working.
Yes.
I don't think you should be
I
focusing
would not
on.
discuss. I would not be discussing America.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
But look, what I
Yeah,
thought.
I
What
would
I thought.
focus.
no, I would just, you know why? You know why I discussed, you know why I brought Americana? Because what Robert said, it's a good pig or this or that. That's why I debunk. I will not discuss about him. I just want to debunk that and we'll move forward.
I think that's
I
I
don't
mean
support that.
that's a smart idea. Based on what Doc just said. I mean, why waste your time?
Yeah,
Why
but if
fall?
you no,
Why fall into the
but I will not
You
I will
you had a
I
redemption
will not I
today.
will not
That
let
MCC
his endorsement.
redeem you from
I will
what
not
the
let this
former president said.
endorsement.
Yeah.
I will not let his endorsement fly as a wonderful thing. I will not do that
well,
because it's
then,
not.
Okay.
It may
then
not
in
be a
that case,
wonderful thing for you, but it's a positive for the others. So
Okay.
I agree with
right.
that.
Yeah. I mean,
What is
yeah.
not?
Exactly.
You might look at it this way
For
though.
others, for the UP, they see that as a big endorsement.
Exactly. Right.
Because he went there yesterday. Amara threw some jab at the CDC yesterday and all of that. But you had a redemption. Something big happened for you.
Okay.
Okay,
I
something big
I
happened.
don't let
So I
jobs.
will
I
run with
don't let
that. I
jobs.
will run with the good rather than focusing on the bad. I will do.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something.
I think we're running out of time.
I don't allow any misleading information fly. Say, oh, let me ignore it. I'm dealing with our people that we need to let them understand. I don't do that. I don't let somebody fly because Dak is a good man, and I know he's a wonderful guy. Somebody says he's a rule. I say, man, I'm leaving that person, man. Dak is a good man. Let me focus on the raise that he got on his job. No, I don't do that.
Guys, yes, let's it's time I caught up with us.
Wonderful
Let us give our
conversation.
parting comments in 1 minute at least, and so we can get ready. And I can confirm that the Minister of Finance will be on our show either next few days, one of these days, but the date will be confirmed. But he has agreed to come on the show to discuss this issue about this Millennium program, the scorecard. He'll be on our show and he'll be closing the argument, making that compelling and convincing case why President George Manuel we should be given another 6 years. He'll be on the show, and he, in fact, he have also. I mean, he had he was very. The press conference today was crowded, and people came. The press. He had a place elated. The guy has command of his audience. He knows how to
Queen's
really.
language. Queen's language.
Where you need, go with your ball, right?
We with you.
With your, I said, as soon as he about to talk, all the press people, baku, the whole place. But look, that's Samuel D12. The guy's a genius. So you want to say he's a brilliant guy, and he has made his case. That's why all he has done through the last few years. He has made a case for, and he has been the pillar, strong guy.
I hear there's some breaking news.
From
Which
where?
one?
Put it in the chat room.
Harren's family have been dismissed.
Oh yeah, my man, you late. You cannot chat late.
Not time.
You cannot chat late.
We've been break that news long time.
Yeah, you cannot chat late. You cannot chat
Well,
late.
guys, look, I'll give you guys chance.
I'll prepare myself.
Let me do my closing.
Let me just say happy birthday to our sister Tiola Gibson. Today her birthday.
Oh, what we doing tonight? Is that Tiola birthday?
Oh, they just stop.
Tiola says she says you care for myself. We are banning her today, so
No, but I didn't even know today her birthday. I need to call Tiola.
Her birthday today.
So, but Ben, so where you going after? Forget the year. Where you going when you leaving now? Where you going?
I seen what we doing with Tiola.
Boys are enjoying our country.
I was planning to call it an early night. That's what I was planning. But listen, let me do my closing. Tiola, happy birthday to you, our dear sister. We love you. We thank you for your friendship and being a strong supporter, even though she can give people a hard time. But let me say this: we are at a rendezvous with history, and George Weah is far from perfect. have not been a perfect president, but he's also haven't been the worst president this country has seen. Those of us who supported Mr. Weah in the second round in 2017 believed that he represented the aspirations of a vast majority of the young people in our country. This new generation of leaders who were rising up, rising from the slum communities and allowing themselves to come and be involved in the governance of the country. It is because of George Weah today you have Akaras Gray, who was a kid from the slum who became a national leader. He may have lost the election, but George Weah made men and women. It's because of George Weah you had a Muna Pelon Youngblood, who, by the way, was a model. He took her from on the catwalk and brought her into politics. It's because of George Weah you have Thomas Fala, who was selling plank, and today has been able to change the dynamics and the trajectory in Lofa politics. It's because of George Weah. There's a story, there's a pattern about this man that even if you disagree with him, you cannot disagree with the fact that he single-handedly has fundamentally altered the way our politics is carried out. It's because of him. George Weah getting re-elected on Tuesday will change the political map of this country. He will change it. He's not going to win Nimba. He's probably going to be the first president in our new political dispensation to win the presidency without winning Nimba and Lofa. Both. In the past, some people lost Nimba, some people won Lofa. It kind of mixture. Because in 2017, he didn't win Lofa. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the old order must understand where the country is. I went to the CDC headquarters on last Saturday, and I think it was yesterday we were all there. Today he had called and wanted us to go there, but I was doing something. I think Henry Costa went there today and saw the president. Guys, there is a passion that runs in the veins of these young people. And until people figure it out, you're going to deal with this for a long, long time. I listened to Boyman Famula the other day on Prime, being very condescending to this population, toting the progressives, which is where he comes from. But this generation achieved what they didn't. They wanted state power. They wanted to lead this country. It took the George Weah from the slums of Gibraltar to inspire a new breed of these people to capture state power. Do you know how important or how strong of a message that is? And the more the old establishment gangs up, like they're doing now, the more emboldened they get. Because for them, this is a revolution. I believe that George Weah's second term will not be like his first term. Why do I believe it? He said it to me. And even if he says it to me and don't intend to live up to what he said to me, let's just hypothetically say it. George Weah is not going to get re-elected the way he got elected in 2017. He clearly understands that the country is divided. He clearly knows that he doesn't have an overwhelming mandate. And so to govern in a country where you don't have an overwhelming mandate, you have to open up your space. So I will end on this note because I know we're running out of time. Like I said before, we are at a rendezvous with history. We have a choice of continuing with a populist leader who we understand his limitations and his shortfalls, and help prop and do what we need to do to be able to help him guide this ship through, or we can turn the country over to an 80-year-old man who is desperate for power and wants to give power to a murderer, to somebody who doesn't even understand what he has done to this country. The decisions that Joseph Boakai has made, in these elections disqualifies him from holding office. He is inconsistent. He is not ready for prime time. His decision-making ability, I question them, because anyone who attempts to bring Prince Johnson close to the seat of power, that person, I don't believe, understands the implications of what he's doing and the decisions that he's going to be making. Vote George Manuel Weah on November 14. Not because he's been perfect, but because he is a safe pair of hands. Because he's a man who loved this country, and we will continue to perfect. So vote, Mr. President, vote the CDC, and let's have a free, fair, transparent election and set our country on a trajectory where we can no longer turn back. Look forward to another fascinating conversation either tomorrow or in the next couple of days. And I think we're going to be having an election night special also. So, and to all the Unity Party folks who think insulting gets you anything, you guys will have a reawakening on Tuesday. And y'all will go right back into your shells and y'all will find a way to rebrand yourselves. Because the politics that you preached in this year has been one of destruction. Let me say the last thing, Tommy. I know I said that was the last thing I was going to say. In 2017, guys, the Unity Party campaign was based on tribalism and division. Joseph Yuma Boakai called his ticket the country ticket. He was fighting men like Charles Brumskin, calling them Congo people, calling Ellis Cumming stranger, it was purely division and tribalism in 2017. In 2023, they ran a campaign on arrogance and rudeness, thinking that they are better than everybody else. Well, I got news for you, Unity Party. A vast majority of the Liberian people don't want you. So you know why? We have chosen the side of the majority. The ones who have made a decision that they will not stand for divisiveness, they will not stand for arrogance, and y'all need to take that and figure out what you need to do. Thank you, guys.
That's Benjamin Big Boss Sanvee, the first youth advisor to a president of Liberia, the first youngest cabinet minister member also. The former, that's Benjamin Big Boss Sanvee, former Liberty Party national chairman, now Liberty Party vice president chairman. We hear from Rabbi Gagwa, the independent free thinker. See what you want to say. The guy is an independent free thinker. He speaks his mind, and he says it with all fear of favor. Rabbi Gagwa.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Ben is firing there. I mean, he's clearly in a campaign mode, which is good. But look, these elections, if these elections are was about change, then the Unity Party would not have been the choice of the opposition. I said this multiple times. They've made their bed, they must lie in it. If these elections were about, and by the way, changing the status quo, then Unity Party, in fact, represents the establishment. If these election was about doing things differently, then we had Unity Party for 12 years, and we have on a ticket a career politician for over 30-something years. If these elections were about change, in fact, we have a number 2 VSB who cannot show much of his time in the Senate. right? If these elections were about change, we will have leaders whose characters and whose records reflects change. If these elections were about change, we will have a campaign team led by technocrats who understands the true definition of change and the implication of that. If these elections were about change, I repeat, if these elections were about change, I'm optimistic that the opposition would have made a better choice because there is nothing that represents change with the ticket of Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Cohn. Absolutely nothing. We have to ask ourselves, are we more interested in the past or the future of our country? And which of the tickets, which of the parties, not perfect, but which of the party brings us closer to the future as opposed to the past? We have to ask ourselves the difficult questions. And my position has been clear. My position is that if these elections were about change, the opposition was obligated to make a choice and to present a ticket to the Liberian people and the international community that reflected change. Prince Johnson is not changed. He's past. Jeremiah Cohn is not changed. He represents the past. Joseph Boakai is certainly not changed. He represents the past. And so we must make the right decisions for ourselves. Can Joseph Boakai bring the establishment of war crimes court? Absolutely not. Not with Prince Johnson endorsement. Not when he enjoys the support of Butt Naked. Not when he enjoys the support of people who are on record to be criminals. And so we have to make the tough decision. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. But look at the ticket. Look at the choices presented you. Both of these parties have made mistakes. Both of these parties have shown leadership deficiency in many ways. But anyone, anything cannot be better than George Weah. Anyone cannot be better than George Weah. And so to the Liberian people, to the young people, you have a choice to make. And that choice must reflect your future. That choice must reflect your children's future. That choice must reflect your grandchildren's future. That choice must not reflect the retirement of career politicians who have been given countless opportunities with little to show for it. God bless you.
That's Robert Gagwa Jr., an independent free thinker. Let's hear from Lofa Julius, this guy who is fearless, he's on fire, he's not joking, he's sending his cylinders all over the place, he's holding no punch back. Let's hear from Lofa Julius in his closing.
Thank you, guys. Again, as always, was a wonderful show. Great as always be on here. You know, I want to speak directly to. Again, I would say speak to both candidates currently in the race, but based on what we are hearing, it appears to be that the momentum is more towards the current president. So I want to speak about something that you guys mentioned earlier today. The Yana boys in the streets, the ones that serve as that convoy for you. They are the ones who believe in you, Mr. President. The reason they believe in you is because they believe that you can serve as that transformer, that future, that bridge for their lives. So all they're asking of you is lead them well, provide what is needed. If you're opportune to once more be given that mantle of authority, their trust is in you. They expect you, Mr. President, to serve them to the fullest. Your legacy is on the line. The Ballon d'Or winner, Liberia soccer star. Think about those young kids who may not have the talent that you have. Give them the opportunity. Empower the young people academically. Provide for them the needed health care. Our health care today is in a deplorable condition. I know you could do better. Maybe there may have been obstacles along the way. Are you ready to stand the trials and tribulations? The young people are challenging you. Give them opportunity. Give them the brighter future that they believe in you. Just as much as you reach out to them often and seek their votes and promise them better lives, make it known so that you can create that environment for the next generation after you, because you have now created the path for other people to come after you. Just like Madame Shirley said, the generation of change is now, and you were given the mantle of authority with the expectation that you will live and you will do for the young people, and you will do even more. And that is the reason why more young people gravitate towards you. It's not simply because of the name George Weah, but it's because they believe in your ability. So serve your people well. If you are again opportune to serve your people, leave behind the mark so that your grandkids will be proud to walk in the streets of Monrovia, to walk in the streets of Southtown, and they will cheer your kids and your grandkids up. Don't let your people down, because over the past 5 years, it's unfortunate to say, Mr. President, we are a little bit disappointed. I am disappointed, but I, again, will say to you, the reason why the people overwhelmingly voted you in the first round is because they still believe in your ability to do it. I did not vote, but I am no more than those who voted and voted for you. The challenge is yours. Go and serve your people right when given the authority to serve them. Do not let them down, because your legacy is on the line, and you will be expected to do more, because the likes of myself and other people, we will hold you accountable. I will be, as I've always been, one of your greatest critics, and I will continue to do that because I expect more of you, and I will hold to that, because we all deserve a better Liberia, and a better Liberia we must get and give back to the generation that comes after us. Thank you.
That's Lofa Julius, one of the critical voices of reasoning in this
Tomalin,
station. Yeah.
Tomalin, have you seen Front Page Africa headline?
No.
Okay, I'm going to send it in the chat room. Maybe they can project it quickly so we can see it. The UPIT expert has been arrested. Arrested this guy, I don't know if guy or girl.
Send it to Lofa. Send it to Lofa.
Yeah, Lofa, let me send it to you. I think it's important that we project this quickly.
Wow.
I know there's not a lot of time. All the cheating boys, everybody talking about cheating.
What's his name?
Well, I don't see the story, but it's the front page headline.
Okay.
But yeah, somebody can be going. I mean,
yes, Peabody or Keff.
Yeah.
I still got to work. I still got to work. Let me say here, man. I want to dedicate my closing to the remarkable job that was done by Samuel Tuah today. You know, I was recently in Ghana about last month, and I witnessed thousands of Ghanaian protests in the street, how bad the economy has become, how things, the inflation rate has been really hard. Ghanaians were all, if you go to Ghana now, they are crying everywhere. And for a country like Liberia, with limited resources, to have managed to put inflation at that level.
Wow.
Wow, UP.
They who say the government want Cheeto.
Oh,
wow, this is interesting.
You'll make it bigger.
It's reportedly a Ghanaian national won't cheat.
Did they say he's a Ghanaian?
Yeah, he's a Ghanaian. They brought it by from Ghana.
It also raises the question as to why Joseph Boakai is always in Ghana.
Wow.
You never know. Exactly. Yep, right
Yeah,
there.
boy,
And Mo Ali, let's see what is it. What Mo Ali said there. He said there was a mischievous propaganda paraded by the CDC that the Unity Party had brought in Ghanaian hacker to hack the NEC manual system to change results in favor from the Southeast. They had arrested him. Wow.
Wow, that is big. This big guy is big.
It's big.
And let's
It's
also
big.
put this in context. The United States government issued a statement warning people or political actors who will tamper with these elections. So the United Party must be very careful what they're playing with here. Maybe they thought Anthony Blinken was talking only about government cheating.
Yeah.
Any political actor that is caught trying to subvert the will of the people, questioning and threatening the credibility of the elections, will be sanctioned. So I hope they know what they're on. And I'm sure they.
well,
Yeah, but Ben, why is a Ghanaian expert involved in our
But-
elections?
Ben, guys. I understand where you come from, Ben. They should be careful. This is beyond. They should be careful. They arrested the guy. Unity Party is guilty of bringing a Ghanaian to rig the election.
I mean, this is craziness.
That's a fact.
Why
That's
is he
a
a
fact,
Ghanaian?
right?
That's
So
how
they don't have Liberian
this is
RT experts?
So Ben, this is not be careful. They already
Wow.
caught the guy, and the reason Front Page Africa saying it because they have the information, and Unity Party tried to rig the election because you know why? You know why, Ben? Because you know why? Because of the work that we're doing, Lofa and Nimba, they know that they cannot have the vote, so they want to suppress the Southeast.
Wow.
That's
This is
why.
big news, though.
Yeah, this is
That's
the big.
why.
This is the big news.
So Ben, please, I know you're a politician, but this is beyond being careful. This is beyond that. The Unity Party want to rig the election.
Wow, desperation.
The Unity Party want to rig the election. It's beyond. Be careful.
You know,
Ben, you asked a question the last time. Why are they so angry? I told you this is a do or die moment. This is do or die. This is do or die moment.
When they were born in Liberia, when the God was making Liberia, he said Unity Party got to be in power. Or Joe Biden got to be president.
Wow. And now,
and I'm telling you, Robert, on this ground,
it
the
was
Unity
good to
Party
call
is not
him, though,
winning this
because
election. I can tell you clearly, they're not winning this election. And this raised questions now. It plants doubt in my mind about probably the numbers that they got in the first round.
No surprise. No surprise why Garrett Dino was running around. No wonder why Garrett Dino running around with plastic bags.
Because that's the reason why they're talking about cheating.
Why they were saying they will win on the first ballot.
Yes, and they keep talking about cheating.
This is foolishness.
But
I'm sure this guy is going to sing like a bird. I'm sure he's going to speak. And I'm sure the Americans, our international partners are aware of this, which the government should seek international assistance for to question this guy. He will sing like a bird. We know this hunger, this desperation that these people have, because power only supposed to be for them.
And the government should not take this lightly, though, because again, these elections have been accused of being rigged, for potential cheating from the government perspective. If there are any information here that needs to be disclosed, this stuff needs to come out, and we need to know who have intention of trying to cheat. I mean, this is bad. This is bad.
They will not cheat.
it's really sad.
George Weah will get re-elected. George Manning Weah will get re-elected.
Ben, let me see that hat you wearing.
Yeah.
I said, Tomalin.
Man, the guy didn't see
Y'all go out tonight, man. Y'all go out, man.
The station gotta go. But listen, guys, for me, I'll make sure I'll probably do a rounds tomorrow on other stations. Seriously, we cannot have this. We cannot have this.
Well, can we come on early tomorrow?
By the way, Lofa and Robert, just let you guys have some on election night. We have a team of panelists in Liberia, and want you guys to please be on this side.
Please join, yes.
We'll have
Costa, Manipake, Dumoy. I mean, it's going to be an all-star panel.
Mariah, Tulia, the whole group will be there.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
guys
Okay.
can be on this side. So, guys, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Hope we can just pray for our country have a good election. But with this kind of on earth,
Oh,
this revelation,
I didn't read.
it's a serious thing.
Gotta go back.
What?
Lofa,
Yeah.
are you having a show tonight?
Man, I gotta rest, man. I just gotta work. I keep my head. Let me get some rest. Man.
But no, you gotta.
Okay,
If you
you
do
looking
a show,
for
please.
somewhere to go? To
No,
talk?
no,
All
no,
right.
no, no, no. I'm just saying they have to expand on this. For me, I'm not taking this thing lightly.
Sekou Kane from SKTV is saying that he got some information they will be having a show.
Yeah, I'll see what I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can
Listen
do
to
if I can. But yeah, I need to get a little bit of rest. But I mean, it was good.
Because the reason
And I'm hearing that the CDC had a press conference. Koji just had a press conference about this, so we gotta probably go watch what Koji said.
Yeah, we gotta watch what Koji said, and then again, guys, before I leave from here,
And I will call Rodney here. Maybe we can get Rodney here to come on
Theater. So I gotta say, happy birthday to Theater. What is it? Lofa Junior working for CDC now. Yeah, right, Tanya. You know.
Tomalin, thank you so much.
Yo.
Ben, 1 second. Thank you for seizing fire today. Thank you for listening to us, please. And I saw you did the right thing. Thank you. Please just continue to calm down. I see the pressure. I beg you, please. I beg you. Yeah.
I'm working for CDC, but I'm here. I actually send
You want people
the president, right? You guys are full of something else for real. But anyway, it was a good one, guys.
George Manawia will win.
Ben is in serious campaign. Ben is in serious campaign mode.
Let me tell you something, Rabba. I don't think George Weah wants his re-election as much as I want his re-election. I can't wait to see the Unity Party people faces after. You don't understand how much I want Robert in the faces.
I see.
The guys are filled with vengeance.
Vengeance.
Yeah. Kev, your internet not good, man. Don't be walking around on the
Y'all got it. See exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all got a proper internet. You won't be.
Come on, man. Walking around the hotel, they're on the show.
What hotel is he at?
He's trying to show outside.
We're gonna Liberian come in here country and go stay in hotel. We're gonna Liberia come home.
Oh man,
go stay in hotel.
Wait, what hotel is he at?
Listen,
is he at Royal? You are Royal?
No. We can get a thing from
Hotel Sierra Leone.
Hotel Sierra Leone. That's a nice hotel. Okay.
Listen, guys. Listen. I don't know if you're copy code. I see that was my last room. I don't know if you're copy code, but
Here to your show.
Thank you, guys.
Let me ready now. I'm not getting involved in your thing.
But man, I said my last room, your best.
I say you're good there.
George Manning, we are all the way. Thank you.
On today's presentation here on the closing argument at 2FM 96.1. We broadcast live from Tupelo, Painesville, outside the nation's capital, Monroeville. The time stands at exactly 3 minutes, climbing up to 12 o'clock. We've been here since 8:45. So just before we go, let me do this as a happy pre-birthday treat for the man, Josiah D. Sua, and his beautiful wife, Comfort Colette. On Saturday, it's going to be very, very amazing because on Saturday going to be his wedding also. So it's a wedding congratulations. And let me say that in advance. And then on Saturday will also be his birthday on the 13th, not the 13th, November 11th will be his birthday also. So let me say happy birthday to the man, Mr. Joseph D. Swat, and his beautiful wife, Miss Comfort Colette. On Saturday also will be their wedding. So it's a big boost. Wishing you God's blessing, all the best love has to offer y'all. I wish you all the best. And let me say many thanks to the God there at HFN 107.9 and 2FM 96.9 there in Nema County, Second PA, and the 36 radio stations for relaying the closing argument. My name is Heron Jada behind the camera. He has been Ada Butler. We'll catch you on tomorrow with another fascinating presentation. We'll say bye-bye from our end.
Your family members abroad need to send you money? Worry no more. Henceforth, receive your international money transfers from Europe, USA, and South Africa made via Western Union, MoneyGram, and many more directly into your Orange Money account. At Orange Money, we are family.
Orange Money.
Your family members abroad need to send you money?